Oh, I nearly started the trip with falling on the water.
Already? Oh, great. We're off to a great start.
So, Luke, what happened?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
You went for a trip. No, well, it's been 12 months.
It's been nearly a year.
Well, it's been over a year.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, life got busy.
Life got in the way.
Yeah.
You know, once upon a time we thought that we were going to do this in a year. I can't remember what year that was.
I don't know, but it was COVID. It was COVID. And,
Yeah, it was COVID.
where are we off to today?
So today we're doing an overnighter from here to Kholo Bridge, and we'll stop the night and camp at Sapling Pocket, which is a beautiful stretch of the river. Staying at a private property, and then we'll set off in the morning and do the last leg. And I think in total it's about 32, 34 Ks, which is not too bad.
Yeah, nice casual 2-day paddle.
Yeah.
So it should be good.
Yeah.
Really getting into the heart of civilization now. Coming into the back of Kholo and then down, and it only gets more populated from here on out.
Well, you don't see it from here, but there's suburbia here on certainly on the Fernvale side of where we are, spreading towards the river. And more people around, as you can probably hear in the background as well.
Yeah.
We have Garry Fitz with us, luckily again.
Yeah, absolutely. Wealth of knowledge. This is his neck of the river. He lives just down the road, so he knows it like the back of his hand. It's going to be awesome.
He is the riverman, and he's deeply engaged in conservation and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, great to have Garry with us.
Looking forward to it. It's been a very long 12 months, and we're into it with an overnighter. It's going to be great. You know, I can't imagine how much business.
What's up, Garry? Exactly what I was trying to avoid.
I had no idea they were here.
So, Garry, is this cod habitat just here?
Yeah, well, always was until we wiped them out. So there's been restocking ad hoc over the last 30 years, but in earnest since about 2019, really pouring the numbers in. Some researchers from Seqwater recently were doing some lungfish monitoring right here, and they came across a couple of cod, which we weren't kind of aware of. So they've moved. There hasn't been any released right here, but they've kind of moved around a little bit.
What size cod were they?
Oh, these were like adult size, 600 to 700 millimeters long. So, you know, that's not huge. You know, they'll grow to well over a metre, but that's an adult breeding size. So, you know, this the main predator species in here is bass, of course, but you know, there's mullet, there's bony wren, all sorts of fish in here as well. But I'm just casting a few lures, and maybe a bass will jump on the end.
Oh, look at that log for structure.
Oh, yeah, that's a good cod log.
Fish habitat, yeah, amazing.
Some good ones under this big fallen tree gums as well.
And these logs have been here as long as I've been paddling down this river. So they just don't move. You know, they're anchored. Been here for, I've been paddling down here for over 30 years. They haven't shifted. The concern is, you know, it looks pretty good behind me here now. You know, there's plenty of good trees, but some of these big trees here, they were like 300 years old. They were hundreds of years old when they fell in. But there's not that many new trees coming through to replace them. Without that woody debris in the water, our fish really won't do that well.
Got them next to the fire and oh, here we go, we'll load all the gear and away we go. I wonder if he was caught up here.
See the teeth? They've got teeth like cattle.
So they're cod. Is that a cod?
That's a lungfish.
It's a lungie. Oh yeah, you can see that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, someone's caught that and left it there. You reckon? Yeah.
What do you reckon, Luke?
This is pretty impressive. There's all flood debris all stacked up in here, up in the fork of this Moreton Bay fig here. Well, now we're 15, 18 odd metres above the river. So, and Garry was saying 20, 22. You know, Lowood got 17 metres above the river.
We've got black snake down here. It used to be like a backwater up there.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah.
So we moved to Weefarm in 2003, so I've been here 20 years now, and then managed to get through the 2011 floods where we basically became an island for a week while we were completely cut off. It's quite an extraordinary event that was. So we've been running Weefarm Brisbane River Camping since 2017, and it's proved to be very popular, and small hobby farms aren't exactly cheap things to maintain, so it's nice to have a little bit of income on a hobby farm, a lifestyle property. So we're on the, I suppose you'd say, the southern side of the river, where we're just on the south side of Fernvale. We're on a sharp bend of the river here, upstream of Mount Crosby Weir. We've got fresh water flowing past. It's Brisbane's water supply, so we look after it. It's pretty much self-sufficient, and there's a nice deck right on the waterfront itself with the staircase access. Other than that, it's people come along and they bring all their gear and set up and make it home for the weekend.
And it's very peaceful. People don't hear anything else. It's like...
You could be in outback Queensland.
Yeah.
Just given the location, it's away from the main roads, just beautiful nature. There's eagles and other birds of prey that cruise around the rivers.
Platypus in the river.
Fishing. To have permanent flowing fresh water in any part of Australia is reasonably unique, especially in southeast Queensland. It's a real asset.
Yep.
It's just beautiful.
We live in the city and we like to just get out of the city and enjoy like being out in nature and like the water and kayaking and just not being in the city pretty much.
Fishing, camping, you know, fresh air, all good.
You can have some bulldozers ahead or something.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, so they've only just, like, that's where the river was. So what it was is the stop the erosion of the bank.
Yeah.
After 2011,
Yeah.
like we've only been here 5 years, but you know, the neighbours, because of the angle of the bridge, shoots all the water
Yeah.
and erodes it. So whoever built the bridge, engineers
Screwed up.
screwed up.
Yeah.
But no one will admit that. And that's why we're getting all the erosion.
Yeah.
And that's why they've planted up on our bank, the short little rows of grass is vetiver grass.
Oh,
They
yeah,
have
yeah.
a big ball system.
Yep.
About 1.5 meters deep, they reckon, and 1 metre wide to stop the erosion.
Yeah, yeah, like Lamandra is another great one.
So, but we're happy for what we're getting. You know what I mean? Like, we just want to stop our farm disappearing up there every time it floods. We've lost a lot, and like the sad thing about it is that they're planting plants, but they're not planting them on the bank where they're needed.
It's
Too dangerous.
It's
And I'm
dangerous,
like-
that's
I
right.
said, hey, let's leave me 500 here. I'll personally plant them myself.
Yeah.
And it's my best interest to water it because I want to save my bank.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, I'm not like these other guys that want everything for nothing. I said,
Yep.
mate, that pump will be running every day and I don't care what thousands it costs me in fuel.
Yeah.
I want that green and established as soon as possible.
Yep.
Seriously, it wouldn't cost me that much to put some extra in the gut just to shore that up a little bit.
Been there a long time. Yeah, it's some alluvial, very old alluvial sediment. So, Gary, what are we fishing for now?
Oh, it's late afternoon. The sun's still up, but it's all shadow here now. I'm having a flick for some bass, and that's kind of those blades spin there. This is a spinnerbait. I'm casting in behind some snags here. It's pretty, we got a bit of flow going past here, but what I'm fishing for is try and get a reaction out of those bass. It kind of tweaks into their instinct. Probably this time of day, the wind's, there was a bit of breeze earlier. It's dropping out. I'll switch over to a surface lure soon. We're coming into summer, and bass change their diet in summertime. At night, they'll start feeding on terrestrials, insects, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of, while I'm having a fish here right now, I'm kind of just watching the insects, see when the bugs start flying around, and as soon as that happens, I'm going to change over to, I'll change over to a surface lure. I know some scientists did some surveys here last year, electrofishing. They got some massive carp through here, European carp, but real silver, real solid. Nothing small. They got everything was like quite large. There's tilapia in here. There's also like tandanus, like eeltail catfish, native, forktail catfish, maybe spangle perch.
Yellow bellies?
Yellow belly, they come from upstream about 40-something clicks. We've got Wivenhoe Dam, and when they open the floodgates, bass and yellow belly come down. So that's...
Breakfast on the river.
But he was saying...
So Gary, this is Sapling pocket.
Yeah, it kind of does a big horseshoe if you look on the map. For a long time, this was a quarry that they extracted gravel from, and it's been closed for some time now. I think various operators, I think the last operators were sellers. We've been past, and I'm sure you'll show some images or video of one of the bridges that led into it. It's fallen back to a reserve and under control of Ipswich City Council. And I think that it's not confirmed, but they're in the looking at potential of doing a kayak stop-off place. Even though there was a quarry, there was industrial stuff going on. It's still some good habitat up there as well.
But it's definitely a wharf of some sort.
Like an old valve of some sort. I don't know. Connected down here, and we saw that big cast iron pipe further down. It's a pressure vessel of some sort, but it's connected into that massive 2-foot diameter pipe. And there's a it goes down 1.5 meters, 2 meters through this grate, and that's looks like an old valve of some sort. I don't know.
We come across this reasonably recently planted lovely forest with lots of native trees.
Well, I came here years ago, and they just planted this. This was all, there was tube stock and tree protectors, and now they've got a full canopy going. There's mature, there's ash and cedar and silky oak and black bean, and this is just magnificent. It's like a full forest growing here, and it's not fully grown yet, but it can show where this was just grass. It was being totally cleared, putting it back to, and listen to the birds.
How many years do you think since this was planted?
At least 20,
Yeah.
probably 25 years.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. And I remember seeing a sign here as part of a Brisbane City Council Million Trees
Oh,
project.
the Million Trees project, that's
Yeah.
it.
It's amazing. This is a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Casual paddle again today, nice and short. Ease ourselves back into it. Beautiful night. Nice flow, got some riffles. Let Mother Nature help us along.
No suburbs.
No suburbs. It is peace and quiet out here. The bird song this morning was just so intense. How about yourself, Magnus? How you going?
Oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I've been through here before, but yeah, this is certainly one of the highlights.
Yeah. I definitely, you know, as much as I've been loving doing this, definitely not looking forward as we edge closer to suburbia.
There'll be good things to see there as well.
Oh, absolutely, but you know, be able to float down here and just see the sea eagles and kestrels and all that sort of stuff, you know. It's been a really nice journey, but now we're slowly edging closer to civilization.
I was just thinking, Luke. We started at pretty much 1,000 meters above sea level in the Banyas, almost exactly 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
Every time we go through one of those rapids, we're like 30 centimeters closer to sea level.
Yeah, exactly. We're on our way down,
Yeah.
and we will make 0 meters elevation.
Yep, it'll be down to 0 at the end.
Here's a council. He said, we don't need a building application.
What are you fishing for?
Huh?
What are you fishing for?
Just for fun, we fish and putting back.
Okay.
Just catch fishes, nothing.
Have you caught anything today?
Just 2 or 3 catch fish, but we put them back.
Catfish, yeah.
No, catfish we throw away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck.